morning.
Good morning. We have left Alice Springs this morning.
Hit the road again.
Yep. So another long day of driving.
Yes.
We're on the way to what we like to call God's marbles instead of Devil's marbles.
That's right. So it's officially Carlu National Park, and that's where you'll find Devil's marbles. But I don't know where that name comes from. We like to call them God's marbles because God made them anyways. So they should be pretty cool to see. The giant kind of circular rock boulders.
Yep.
It is in the national parks area, so you do need a parks pass. And we're only there for a night, so we've just bought a day pass just to go through and see those later on this afternoon.
We've left early this morning so we can get there with enough time to enjoy the afternoon there. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent drive. It's like 450 kilometers from Alice Springs over to the Marbles. There's not a lot to see along the way except for the Tropic of Capricorn line, which we're going to stop at. So that's just one of our major lines of latitude, our southernmost.
We'll be there.
Yeah, our southernmost line of latitude. And the opposite is the Tropic of Cancer in the north. So we're going to take some photos as we cross that line
and leave a rock.
Yeah, we'll leave a rock there. We haven't left one for a while, so yeah that's a good idea. We'll do that. The last time we left one was at the Northern Territory border line. We didn't leave any at Ayers Rock or in Alice Springs. So we're going to do a bit of homeschooling in the car as we drive, because these long days are perfect for stuff like that. It's the best time to get some work done, so that way when we arrive at our destinations we're not having to sit down and do schoolwork. So we often will do things in the car, and so we'll just keep heading on.
Yep.
All right. And we have made it to the Tropic of Capricorn. Major line on our maps. We've got a marker here, which is pretty tall. So that is cool. And what are we gonna do, Holly?
Place another rock.
Place another rock. Hold it up for us to see. Here is our latest rock. So the last place we left a rock was at the Northern Territory borderline. We haven't left any since then. And we're just gonna pop it somewhere. Yeah, there's good. It kind of blends in.
Yeah.
So, all right. We've got a rock at the Tropic of Capricorn. We're just at a rest stop getting some food, ham and cheese toasties to recharge us for the morning. When we leave early, we don't eat breakfast before we go because we just want to kind of hit the road. Anyway, it's really, really quirky little spot, this. I can't remember what it's called, and it starts with an A. But we're waiting on our toasties, and I'm here at the freezers. And I thought, what's this really long thing in here? What the heck is that? Do you know what this is? It's a kangaroo tail. A kangaroo tail. Do people eat those? It's so random. When did these change from Chicos to Cheekies? We made it. It was a very long drive. So we'll go for a bit of a walk to have a closer look at the marbles. But first, it is 1:30, so that means lunchtime. We need some food. All right, let's go have some lunch. Let's start our walk. To Devil's Marbles. Well, God's Marbles. Yes, we're going to call it God's Marbles.
They're falling to pieces.
Are they?
Yeah, they're all cracking and carrying on.
Well, I mean, they're rocks. Erosion and weathering will do that. Still pretty cool. There are way more rocks here than I ever imagined would actually be here. Thought it was just going to be a few piles of rocks, but there's some even way over there. I'll have to zoom in on them for you. Start today.
Yes.
Another big day of driving.
It is.
Where are we going today?
So we're actually heading back to Alice Springs. We've changed our plan and changed a whole bunch of things due to literally just deciding that we're no longer going to keep heading up towards Darwin. We're actually going to turn around, and we're heading back to Alice Springs and then further back up to South Australia. Yes, we're going back into colder weather, but we're going to escape the crowd of all the busyness of people, because everybody seems to go north in the summertime, north in the wintertime, sorry, and then head back the other direction in wintertime. So we're going to go against that flow. So yeah, for the moment we're heading back to Alice Springs, and we're going to stay just out of Alice Springs at a free camp overnight. And
yeah, it's like 90 kilometers outside of Alice Springs. You don't want to stay on the
outside
outskirts.
compared to what we're driving.
You don't want a free camp in Alice Springs, that's for sure.
A bit dodgy.
No.
So yeah, and then we're going to head back to Coober Pedy, and we didn't feel like we got to spend enough time at Coober Pedy.
Yeah.
We felt that a little bit with a lot of the stuff we kind of did in South Australia. We weren't expecting South Australia to be so enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, we loved South Australia, and we had a deadline to meet to get to Uluru, which was the only thing we had booked in advance, and we had to because Uluru
So
gets
busy.
very busy. There's only the one place to stay because it's like a whole tourist village.
Tourist trap.
You know, yeah, it is. I mean, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere. It has to be. But yeah, so we booked that, and we booked that a full month, you know, into the trip, thinking, yeah, that'll give us more than enough time. You know, we really had kind of written off South Australia. We thought we were going to be struggling to find things to do at times to fill in the month. And then when we changed our plans and went down to Port Broughton and the York Peninsula area, which was not in our original discussions, we just like discovered this whole new world.
We did it as a bit of
And
a
then we
feeling.
had to quickly go, you know, because we then need to be to Cooper Pedy to get to Uluru on time by the dates. So then at that point, everything kind of felt a bit rushed,
Changed, yeah.
and everything changed. And, you know, we've seen some nice stuff in the Northern Territory, but we've just decided we've got about 7 weeks left of this current trip or so before we need to get back home for some appointments and things, you know, and renewing car regos and whatever.
Before we head off.
Yeah, before we head off again. So we just figured we'd rather go back and explore where we were really enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
And we might end up at the top end of Northern Territory at another date in the future.
Yeah.
If we ever do the big loop, you know, around Western Australia, and you come in from the top, then you're, you know, up there near Litchfield and Catherine and Kakadu and all those sorts of things. So yeah. Now I'm a summer person, so to go back to the colder weather is a bit, you know, it's a bit sad, but we know that we'll really enjoy ourselves in what we're doing. And we will be escaping the crowds because everyone is heading the same direction as us. Everywhere we go, we keep seeing the same kind of people a day or two ahead or behind us. You know, we're all kind of on similar paths.
I've
Because there's
seen
only
it
one
before. I've
way
seen that car before.
to go.
Yeah.
You know, you have to just keep going on the Stewart Highway. So everywhere you go, you kind of see people, and you kind of come up with these nicknames for some people. Like, you know, oh, there's the selfie lady, and there's the guy with the Ram car, and there's this person. So, you know, there's them again. Everyone's going the same way.
Yeah.
So we're going to
But
go
we're
the
not.
opposite way. No, we're going the
against
opposite
it
way.
now. So we're swimming against the current.
Yes. So it will be colder, but we've got a diesel heater, and we'll stay warm.
We'll be right.
We'll do some fishing or something along the water. It'll be nice to see water again.
Yep.
And we had to say goodbye to Andrew's parents, who have kind of been, you know, on this same journey with us up until this point. So they're
Yeah.
still going north, but we're going south. So we'll stop in Alice and refill with whatever we need, and then we'll
Keep going.
head on down. So yes, that's the plan. What's going on?
Oh yeah, got a slow leak.
Yeah.
Can't find it, so I had to pull in a tyre service to get them to do it.
Gotta get it repaired. So we're here at Tire Power, here in Alice Springs. Gonna see if we can get our puncture repaired wherever it is. It's slowly leaking.
Sorted out. Aha! All pretty. Yeah, righto. Nail straight through by the looks of that.
You find it?
Yeah, nail straight through. Muggle thing.
All good?
All good.
Can get back on the road again.
Yeah. looking burger.
It's a big looking burger. What's on it?
Camel and kangaroo. Thank you.
Camel and kangaroo burger. I think this is our most expensive fuel price yet.
So far.
$2.79. But we didn't actually need to fill the full tank.
But I filled it.
Like, no, but like the tank wasn't empty.
Oh, no.
So you filled
It
it
was
all the
only
way
half
back
the
to being
tank.
full, but we were just under halfway. So yikes. That's the last really expensive fuel I think that we'll actually get, because heading back down, the fuel goes back to normal. So when we run through Coober Pedy again, it'll be about 220 something there, which is still a little up there, but not as high as the 270s and 280s we've been seeing in the Northern Territory. So it'll be nice to get back to some, you know, more respectable fuel prices. This is our last stop too before we recross the border and enter South Australia. So we're at Kilgara, and yeah, so we're looking forward to getting back there.
Where are we going, Jess?
We're back at the border sign.
Yes.
So now we're at the other side.
Other
of this
side. Welcome to South Australia. We love South Australia.
Yeah.
Anyway, we shall check back in once we get to Coober Pedy.
We have made it to the other side.
Yes, we're back.
Uh-huh. And we've got another rock because someone took our other one, which is a good thing. It means that we're getting known.
People can take them if they want them, but we will leave one on this side this time.
So, maybe here would be a good place.
In this corner?
Yep.
Okay, we'll leave it there. If you find it, leave us a comment.
The reddest road was seen in the outback.
Yeah, blends in with the
That's for sure.
surroundings. The road is super red.
Yeah. Looks good.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Back in our spot at the top of the hill. Got a sunrise happening. Been a huge day of driving, so we're probably just gonna turn on the diesel heater. It's definitely colder here. And maybe light the fire. So if we want to sit outside, put some dinner on, and just chill. And tomorrow we have nowhere we need to be. No driving tomorrow, so we get to sleep in, which we haven't done for like 3 or 4 days now, so that should be good. But yeah, we made it. So we're back in Coober Pedy, and we're here on a Sunday, so we've decided to come to church. We walked through a few of the churches when we were here last time, and we met the pastor that was for the Catacomb Church, which is an Anglican denomination church, and he actually lives in that house right over there, and we were having a chit chat with him. So we thought we'd come along to the Sunday service today, and I'm not going to record the service obviously inside, but it just gives us something nice to do since we haven't been to church in a couple of months since leaving for our trip. So let's go.
Good morning.
So we just went to church. How did you find that service?
Yeah, it was a good little service. Very small little church, but Cooper Petey's a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Wood, same last name as us. That sparked a conversation. Yeah, very nice little church. Dave and his wife, Dave's the pastor there. Yeah, nice little church. Do things a little bit differently. They kind of few worship songs, and then a bit of a very short sermon, and then they have their morning tea halfway through their service.
Yeah, no, they haven't even done the sermon yet.
No.
They've only read the verses that you're going to be covering in the sermon. And you know, and so you kind of have gone through the passages, and then it was like, okay, we're gonna take a break. Yeah. It's just, oh, okay, I thought we were gonna now explore the passages. So yeah, morning tea was like halfway through, and then you kind of can do it again at the end if you want another cuppa. So it was like double breaks. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting.
No, but all in all, it was nice to even hear in a small town like Cooper Petey God's word. So it's definitely worth
6 weeks, I think, since we were able to do a church service.
Definitely worth having a look at. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little dugout underground or back into the side of a mountain little church. Yeah. So yeah, we enjoyed the church service this morning, and if you do have kids, they do have a kids church. Yeah. Our kids were getting a bit old for that now, where they're kind of that middle line where they don't
prefer
want
to just sit with us.
They prefer just to kind of stay.
Because I'm a teenager now.
Because you're a teenager now, you're not really a kid. Yeah.
Yes. It's funny, she only wants to be a teenager when it suits her. But then as soon as something it doesn't suit her, I'm a kid now. So she doesn't want to miss out. What? She's still in that middle zone where she has that sweet spot. Yeah. But when she gets to 16, there's no longer that anymore. Yeah. That's done. You're treated as the same difference as
a young adult.
As the young adult. Yeah.
Yes.
So, anyway, back to it. But all in all, it was a nice little church. You know, probably about 20 people, I would say, were there. Yeah,
I would say so. But I think some of them are like involved in the church. Yeah. You know, so there was. I think, you know, in churches like this, each week your congregation would change because people who were just stopping through, you know, as tourists.
It's actually funny.
Who are also Christians and are looking for somewhere to go to church. They would just be like, well, let's just try out this one.
It was actually funny. Dave, the pastor, he, you know, when we began up, he said, so how we begin our service is, where are you from? And he would always do it to the tourists. Obviously, you can tell who the tourists
travelled the farthest.
Who's travelled the furthest? You know, just to find out who's travelled.
Because most of the people would be travelers. Yeah. At least you'd be meeting new people every week. You'd always have someone new to talk to, find out where they are, where they're going, where they've been. But yeah, no, it was nice. It was a nice service. It was nice to, you know, to be able to go to church.
Yeah, definitely. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna fill up the water bladder in the car. And,
we'll show you how we fill up the caravan. Got a little 12-volt pump system that I've bought. And I just sucked the water out of the 70-litre bladder in the back of the Ranger. Yep. And just fill up the water tanks in the van. So. And
then we're gonna head back in.
We're gonna head back in, and we're gonna go to John's Pizza again, which we loved it last time. I'm hoping this time they have some emu, so that way I can have the coat of arms pizza, which I'm looking forward to that.
We shall see. All right, we'll check in again soon.
So we have our 12-volt pump system.
Yes. It's very windy. Sorry about the wind if you could hear it in the video.
It's a 12-volt kick-ass product. There's not a real lot on the market. I was going to make myself one up because I'm in that industry. We'll get that to a bit later on. I'll tell you what I actually do for a living. But anyway, we'll leave that one for another episode. But anyway, this is a kick-ass 12-volt pump system. It comes in a carry box. It's got a switch, Anderson plug, inlet, outlet. So it's a pretty basic setup. So in the back of my Ranger, you'll be able to see down the side down there, I have a 12-volt battery, a lithium battery, which also powers my King's 12-volt fridge. But I've just got a Anderson plug hooked off that, which then runs down, and it's got an Anderson plug which just clips in the side of the pump. Then I just have our normal filling hose, which runs right around there. And I've just got a silver inline filter, which is always a good thing when you are using bore water and stuff like that when you're filling your caravan. It just takes out the bacteria and stuff like that in any debris.
Yes.
So yeah, I've got all that hooked up, and then I've got another hose, which we've got our 70-litre water tank, which goes behind the rear seat of the Ranger. It's a custom made water tank made specifically for the Ford Rangers and the BT50s. There's a company which I can leave a bio description for you. So if you have a Ranger yourself or a BT50, they are a very handy thing, especially in a vehicle like this, because there's very limited space to have a water tank. So going behind the seat with a couple of small modifications, which they come with a full list of instructions how to do it, is very useful. So it's a good source of space. Anyway, so yeah, then I just have a switch on the side, which you just flick it on. I've got a valve there with a tap in it just to turn it on and off, so that way it doesn't leak in the vehicle. But there, you just pretty much flick it on, and it just sucks the water up, and just fills up the water tank.
You're filling.
So our water tanks, we hadn't used a real lot of water, but since we're kind of staying off grid for the next couple of days here, we're just topping the tanks up because we'll have some showers.
We all need showers tonight. We didn't shower yesterday because we were in the car for like 8 hours, 9 hours. There was no point, but we do need to shower tonight.
Anyway, so when we're off grid, we all kind of have military style showers. Quickly turn the tap on.
There's 4 of us.
Freeze for a few seconds until the instant hot water kicks in, and then quickly wet yourself, wet your cloth, and then give yourself a good clean and hose yourself off, and you're done.
We just like to make sure our water lasts as long as possible. So when we stay in caravan parks, we use their showers as long as they're all right, just because then we can shower for as long as we want, with as hot as we want, as hot as they'll let us get it, and you know, so it's always a bit of a treat for us. But yeah, so all right, how many minutes do you think that'll take?
Shouldn't take too long, because the bottom water tank probably only take 20 litres. The top one should maybe only take maybe 15. They weren't that empty.
They weren't that empty? All right, that's okay.
280 litre tanks that we've got in the vans. So
yeah.
It shouldn't take too long. It'll
all right.
Tell me in a couple of minutes. The only other thing I do with this bladder is on the vehicle I just run a couple of ribs, because the outlet for the water tank is on that side. Because it's only just a vinyl bladder, you need to kind of make sure that it runs to the side. So I always just put it on a couple of ribs
angle it. Yeah.
Just so you get every last skerrick out. Otherwise the kids go, "What's that sound? I can hear water." And there's always like a little bit, like a litre or so, you just can't get out of the bottom of the bladder. So to assure that I try and get everything out, I just angle the car.
Yeah.
Just get it all out.
It's funny because when the bladder is full behind them, they're like, it feels like the seat is breathing, you know, because they can feel the water moving around when we're driving. So anyway, we'll top this up, and we'll probably refill it again when we head back into town, just so we've got it's already there. The next time we need to fill them,
if the wind drops off, you've got a little bit of washing you got to do.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
So.
And even when we're heading back down towards Port Augusta again, we'll probably stay somewhere at a free camp overnight. So
it'll be quite a while before we get back somewhere where
it's full. It's not going to matter because we'll just fill up the water tanks again, and we've got an extra 70 litres in the car.
Yep. No, it's a good thing to have.
Yellowy stuff, eh?
Is anything glowing?
Like yellow.
Hey Mum, look at this.
What is it? I can't see
Bit
where
of
you
yellow
are.
stuff, but...
Hey Mum, come on.
It's so dark. What is
Watch
it?
this.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh. do that again. It glows after you turn it off.
That's so
bit.
cool.
Oh my goodness. It's very dark out here.
It's cold.
It's not that bad.
Here's our dirt pile that we're trying to look through. Where's our shovel?
It's in the back.
Oh.
Josh, come here.
Which one do you got the heck?
Well, we didn't find opal yet, but we found a lizard skull.
Worst open one in history.
Andrew's having his own dig.
I'm gonna find the Andrew rainbow.
The Andrew rainbow opal.
Yep.
I see.
How much is it worth?
It's gonna be worth
$100,000.
$80,000.
I know a really big piece of opal is.
You do? Where is it?
Yeah.
What? That?
Yeah.
That's not opal. I don't know what that is.
Turn it really close.
Is it?
Wait, turn yours off.
Okay, hang on. Turn your light on, Ollie.
That doesn't glow.
It doesn't glow.
See,
That's
it
not
does.
opal.
Watch. Glow.
There is no glow. That's not opal.
That glow. Look.
Have you found a piece?
Yeah.
Oh. Turn it. Is it glowing?
I don't know, but it's
No.
looks
Put it close and then move it away and see if it still glows. Oh yeah, you did. See it glue in the dark.
Whoa.
Wow, do it again. Yeah, but it's only potch, but still, that's a good one. That's a big
huge.
chunk. Good find. You finding anything? Anything over here? A little bit?
I found some.
Oh, okay, little pieces? And oh yeah, they're just little.
Yeah.
That's good.
They glow well.
They do glow well. Here's everything the kids found. We're going to soak it in some water to get any dirt off and then check them out. I don't think any of it's got color. It's all just this white stuff called potch, but still, they had lots of fun finding their own opals.